Hello everyone, I am Jyotishree. I am the peer mentor for the course of data visualization techniques. In this video, I am going to discuss the topic about visualization fundamentals and its formats. So let's get started the topic. Before coming to the agenda of this video is to discuss about what is the data visualization process, and what is the data visualization, why is the data visualization so important in reports and the statements, and what are the data visualization data types, relationships, and visualization formats, and finally conclusion. So let's start the topic. With the topic of what is data visualization? Actually, what is a data visualization means? It is a visualization format in a pictorial manner representation of graphs and the data. So it is an interdisciplinary field that deals with the graphical representation of the data. It is particularly efficient in a particularly efficient way of communicating when the data is numerous, as for example a time series data. And this data visualization can be essential to strategic communication. It helps us to interpret the available data, detect the patterns, trends, and anomalies, and make decisions and analyze the inherent processes. So this is all about what is data visualization. Because of this data visualization, we can analyze and form the new trends in the data and gain insights out of it and increase. And this data visualization is become a powerful impact on this business world. Next one is what is the process of data visualization. The main process of data visualization includes the three steps. One is filtering and processing, and second one is the translation and visual representation, and third one is perception and interpretation. What is filtering and processing? Filtering and processing means it is a pre-processing of data, that is removing the unknown values and filtering the data using various techniques before visualizing it. That is removing the unknown or null values from the data set. That is the pre-processing and filtering of the data. And finally, it is second step is a translation and visual representation. After filtering the data in a structured format, we need to translate the data and represent the data in a visual format. That is the second step in the data visualization process. And third one is the perception and interpretation. Perception and interpretation means after visualizing the data in the graphical format, we can gain the insights from the by observing the data that and the trends in the patterns of the graph. We can gain many insights out of the data. This is what called as a perception and interpretation. This is how the process of data visualization works in a real world fashion. Next one is why is data visualization so important in reports and statements? We live in the era of visual information, and visual contents plays an important role in every moment of our lives. A study of shift descriptive learning demo stated that we typically process images 60,000 times faster than a table or a text, and that our brains typically do a better job remembering them in a long term. That same research detected that after 3 days, analyzed subjects retained between 10% and 20% reports or spoken information compared with 65% of the visual information. That is, our brain is more will be our brain will be more show interest to grasp the data rather than reading from the books or reports. It will be our brain grabs some more information when we visualize the data in a graphical manner. So the reports also even state that this visualization uh, helps to increase the data analyzation and increase and helps to gain more insights from the data. Next one is what is the rationale behind the power of visualization? What is the main reason behind this using the visualization in this with the help of the data? What is the main use? Means, as I said earlier, the human brain can see an image for just 13 milliseconds and store the information that provided it is associated with a concept. Our eyes can take in 36,000 visual messages per hour. So 40% of the nerve fibers are connected to the retina. So this is the only main reason behind visualizing the data in a graphical manner. And next one is, if you have suppose seen this example. This is a This is the data represented in a tabular format, whereas this is a same data represented in the graphical format. If you have seen this tabular data, we cannot easily understand which one has the maximum, which month has a maximum sale. But whereas if you have seen this graph, we can easily say that the May month is having a maximum sale. This is how the data representing in a graphical manner uh, help us to understand the data in a easy format. So graphical excellence is that which gives the viewer the greatest number of ideas in the shortest time with the least link in the smallest space. Next one is, what are the data types, relationships, and data visualization formats in the data visualization. So let us understand what are the data types, what are the relations in the data types, and what are the relationships, what are the different visualization formats that are involved in this data visualization can be discussed now. First one is, what are the different data and the data types in the data visualization. Actually, in a normal way, there will be two kinds of data. One is a quantitative data and second one is a qualitative data. Quantitative data means it is a data where it can be counted in numbers. That is discrete data. Where it cannot be counted in numbers, that is it is a discrete data, continuous data kind of things. And whereas the qualitative data means it is divided into two types. One is the ordinal data and another is a categorical data. That means it can be counted in number. If we can divide the data into different categories and say that in this category this kind of data is there, so we can divide the data into category format. These are the two kinds of data visualization categories. Second one is there are seven data relationships. Data relationships means how the data can be related. That means how the data can be visualized in a mathematical way. There are totally 7 relationships in this data visualization process. First one is a ranking, second one is a deviation, third one is nominal comparisons, fourth one is a correlation, fifth one is a partial and total relationships, and sixth one is a series over the time, and last one is a distribution. Now let us understand each and every relationship in detail with an example. First one is a ranking. What is ranking? Ranking means it is a data visualization that relates to two or more values with respect to a relative magnitude. So, for example, if you have taken a company's most sold products, we can rank them either in ascending order, in a descending order in this format. This is a basic representation of the ranking. Next one is a deviation. What is a deviation? Deviation means it examines how the data points relates to the other and particularly to what points its values differ from a range. This is a deviation. That means from one data point to another data point, how much deviation is there. It can be visualized using the deviation method. The line of the deviation for the tickets to the assumed park sold on a rainy versus a normal day. This is one of the example of the deviation. Next one is a nominal comparisons. Nominal comparison means comparing the quantitative values from different subcategories. For example, comparing the product prices in various supermarkets. That is the nominal comparisons. Next one is a correlation. Correlation means it is a data to relate how that each and every variable in the data is related to other variables, and how it is related in a positive correlation manner or a negative correlation manner can be visualized in this correlation. Example, salaries based on the level of education. This is a example of the correlation. Next one is a partial and a total relationships. What are these partial and the total relationships means? To show a subset of data as compared to the larger total. That, for example, to show the percentage of clients that buy a specific products. In the whole category of products, showing a subpart of it. This is called as a partial or a total relationships. Next one is series over the time. Here we can track the changes in the values of a constant metric over a course of time. That means monthly sales of a product over the course of 2 years. How we can visualize this? By using the series over the time visualization. Next one is a distribution. Distribution is a visualization technique that shows the distribution of data spatially often over a central value. That means the heights of players on a basketball team, it can be visualized in a distributed format. This is all about the 7 relationships in the data visualization process. Next one is let us discuss about what are the format of representing this data visualization. There are totally 11 formats. One is a bar chart, second one is a histogram, third one is pie charts, fourth one is scatter plots, fifth one is heat maps, sixth one is line charts, seventh one is bubble charts, eighth one is radar charts, ninth one is waterfall charts, 10th one is tree maps, and the last one is the area charts. These are the main visualization formats that are used in the data visualizations. Now let us understand each and every visualization in detail. First one is a bar chart. What is a bar chart? Bar chart means it is one of the most popular way of visualizing data, because the data of the data set can be quickly understood format and enables the viewers to identify high and low values at a glance. And these bar charts are divided into mainly divided into 3 types. One is a vertical bar chart, horizontal bar charts, and fully stacked bar charts. Next one is the histograms. What are the histograms? Histograms represents a variable in the form of bars, where the surface of each bar is proportional to the frequency of the values represented. And these histograms offer an overview of the distribution of a population or a sample with respect to the given characteristics. And these histograms have the 2 variations. One is a vertical column variation and another is a horizontal column variation. And here we can see the example of the histograms in the 2 variations. This is a vertical column variation format and it is a horizontal column variation format. Now let us see what are the pie charts. Pie charts means these pie charts consist of a circle divided into the sectors, each of which represent a portion of a total, and these can be subdivided into no more than 5 data groups, and these can be useful for comparing discrete or continuous data. And the 2 variations of the pie chart are standard, which is used to exhibit the relation between the panes, and second one is a donut pie chart. It is a stylistic variation for which facilitates the inclusion of total value of or design of a design in the center. And this is the 2 variations of the pie charts. One is the static pie chart, which will be used regularly. This one is a donut pie chart. Next one is the scatter plots. What are the scatter plots? Scatter plots are usually used to spread out the points over a Cartesian coordinate plane to show the relation between the 2 variables. They also help us to determine whether or not different groups of data are correlated. So this is how the scatter plots can be represented. One is in a Cartesian plane in a normal fashion. It is represented in a grid fashion. This is how the scatter plots are usually represented and used. Next one are heat maps. What are the heat maps? Heat maps usually represents the individual values from a data set on a matrix using the variations in color or color intensity. They often use color to help viewers compare and distinguish between the data in 2 different or categorical manner at a glance. And these are useful for visualizing web pages where the areas that users interact with the most are represented in the hot colors, and the pages that receive the few clicks are represented in the cold colors. And these heat maps are can be categorized as 2 types. One is a monasic diagram and second one is a color map. And these are the 2 types that are involved in the heat maps. Now let us see what are the bubble charts. Bubble charts means these bubble charts are usually a graphical representation that displays the 3-dimensional data, and these accurate data is dispersion diagrams and the maps. The main purpose of this using the bubble chart is to highlight the nominal comparisons and the classification relationships. The size and the color of this bubble represents the dimensions that along with the data and is useful for usually stressing specific values. These bubble charts are divided into two types of variations. One is a bubble plot and second one is a bubble map. And this is a bubble map and this is a bubble plot. Now let us see what are the radar charts. Radar charts means this in this form of representation building around a regular polygon that is contained in a circle, where the radii that guides the vertices are the axis over over the graphs, and these they are used to represent the behavior of the metrics over the course, and these are used to visualize the data related to the months, years, hours format. This is a representation of the radar chart. Next one is waterfall charts. These waterfall charts are used to understand the cumulative effect of positive and negative values of the variables in a sequential fashion. Next one is tree maps. What are the tree maps? Tree maps means these are the maps that display the hierarchical data as a set of nested rectangles that occupy the surface areas proportional to the value they represent. And each branch is given as a rectangle, which is later placed in a monocircle with similar rectangles. And this is how the tree maps can be represented in a it have a two variations. Either it can be represented in a branches format or can be represented in a rectangular format. Next one are area charts. What are the area charts? These area charts represents the relations of the series over the time. But unlike the line charts, they can represent the volume. And the three variations of this. There are three variations of this area charts. One is a standard area, second one is a stacked area, and third one is a 100% stacked area. In the standard area charts, we can display the display or compare the progression over the time. In the stacked area, we can visualize the relationships as a part of the whole, and whereas in the 100% stacked area, which is used to communicate the distribution of categories as a part of a whole, where the cumulative doesn't, whether the cumulative graphs doesn't matter. These are the totally 11 formats of data visualizations. Now, finally, to conclude this video, this data visualization is very useful to gain the meaningful insights from the graphical visualizations and enable us to understand the different patterns and trends in the data. So this is all about the data visualization techniques and the formats. Thank you.